Hello everybody, Ray from Pro String with another racket restringing tutorial. Today's racket, something we don't see much anymore, not this one at least, not this version in itself, is the Yonex Ezone 98. Again, second one today. I think this will be the third Yonex Ezone, but different year, different colors, different, same model. They do change materials, sweet spots sometimes, but this one, if I'm not mistaken, they've kept the stringing pattern exactly the same, being the same racket, so on and so on. We will be using the Pro String Nemesis 125 and the Pro String Pure Multi-Filament on the crosses. Client was on full bit of poly before. His last racket, he decided to change to a hybrid. Bye-bye, hang up that phone call. It's a friend of mine, dear friend of mine from childhood. Anyway, so 8 holes at the bottom, guys. We must always start from the bottom. Okay, I've got 20 minutes to do this racket. I'm not going to try to rush through absolutely everything, but anyway, let's see. I've got my son waiting for me in 25 minutes. I've got to be at his kindergarten nursery. 18, 16, 16, 19 stringing pattern, guys. We've got 2 main strings already in the middle. We now need 7 more to make 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave yourself a little bit of string to reach that tension head comfortably. Okay. So as you saw, I ran the string, my short side, the side that I had measured against the frame of the racket, pulled that all through, and there you go. Okay, slightly off. You can fix that if you really want to, but it shouldn't really make a difference, but just to show you. And there you go. So we're talking about 1 centimeter or so difference. I sorted that out. 55 pounds of tension. Cool, that's all fine. 55 pounds of tension. However, we need to go 4.5 pounds. If your machine does 0.4, then 0.4. If not, 4.5. If your machine only does 1 kilo or 2 or just pounds on the 0.0, then no stress either, and just go up to the next decimal. So if you're doing 55 and we need 4.5 or 4.4 more, and this next decimal, just go 59. Go 5 pounds. No worries. Go better in this case when you're stringing a new racket. Oh, sorry. Yeah. When you're stringing a new racket, best to go over a little bit, as probably the tension, I think the tension that is lost is more than 2 kilos. But the suggestions when you do at least the stringing course I did once upon a time, many years ago, not that I passed it, but I'm still active and I still need to pass it. Just don't find the time of day to do this with so many rackets, successful stringing company without tooting my own horn, and 3 young kids. Nothing is easy at the moment. Anyway, there you go. 3 to one side, guys. 3 to the other side. Just need to check something very quickly. I have 2 rackets in there. Just checking my, not that I really play badminton, but I've got 2 rackets here, and somebody was asking about buying a racket, which I've forgotten about. Happy to sell one of mine. As I said, I don't really play badminton, so. There you have it, guys. 3 strings to each side. Very, very important. I can't emphasize enough how important that really is to keep your frame in good condition. 3 stringing always in 3s. Obviously, when you get to the end of a 16, 19 stringing pattern as this is, then you'll end up with 6 and then plus 2. You can't obviously do 3 because there's just not another 9th string. But anyway, in any case, hybrid setup today on this Yonex Ezone 98. I like the colors, I have to say. Let me know your thoughts. The newest Yonex, is this the Ezone? I believe this is the Ezone. There it is. There we got it. It's the new one, mainly in black, a bit of a blue depending how you look at it. If I leave it like that on the light, it looks all black. With some purple, Well, actually, it really depends on the light. I didn't think it was that much, but the color actually almost changes. Same racket, supposedly. I have been testing out the Ezone, the previous version to that. Actually plays really well, surprisingly, for a 98. However, I wasn't using my go-to string, which is this string, the Pro String Nemesis. I love it, and I promise you, it's not because it's my own brand. When I tried it from factory, let's say in Germany, I was very surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect when I was doing my testing out already now 5-6 years ago, and I was actually very surprised about this string. Like I've said in other videos, if you want to try it, get a hold of us, Ray at pro-string.com. Happy to give you some sets for free to try our brand out. However, I give up on the days of paying for shipping as well. If you really are interested, you will pay for your own stripping. Yeah, for your own stripping, I bet you will. Shipping, wow, what's on my mind? God. Oh, God. It's almost like I'm having a conversation with somebody, just to myself. Yeah, all right, I know. I'm losing it. Too many hours in this little room by myself. I've upped the tension, guys, by the way. So, yes, I upped the tension. So from 59.4, because we've added 4.4, we've gone up to 68.3. Don't worry, it sounds like a high tension. It's okay. The top end frames, as this is, will handle that no problem at all. Our second last cross before upping the tension and tying our Parnell knot, to be exact. The knots I use are called Parnell. The gentleman that invented them was Richard Parnell, a friend of mine. I've actually been texting him today. He's been texting me. Stumbled across one of my videos, the Head Pro Tour racket, I believe, and caught on to a small little detail, which I'm very grateful for him pointing out, which I've now corrected. I was previously saying when you pull your first cross or your first main string, there's always a tiny little gap there, and just to turn the knob and just so it's touching. But I was wrong. So whatever amount of videos I've uploaded with that, I guess I stand corrected by a much more experienced stringer. One day I hope to be like you, Richard. Or should I call you Sir Parnell? Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely losing my mind. I'm glad this is the last racket for the next few hours. I'm going to pick up my son, take him to tennis. He's got a group tennis lesson, my 4-year-old son, whose name is, you'll never guess, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. That's right, 7.5. Full lengths of the racket, guys, full lengths. My son's name is Raphael. Not because of Nadal, though, I promise. Right, very important where you start your crosses on this side. It indicates quite clearly where your first cross string must go. The grommets on this racket have to loop around specifically in a certain way. So, I think you can see it, right? Oh, just about. Let me lower the tripod a little bit so you can see it. There you go. Oh, the phone in itself is making a shadow. You can see it needs to loop around there, loop around there, loop around there. So if you start on the wrong side, you'll be in trouble. How's that? Is that too low? Or is it better to go where it was? Up here. Well, it's actually not that different, is it? We'll leave it there. All good. Bit more space here. Okay, cool. So, the Pro String pure multi-filament strings on the crosses. Again, we leave the tension the same. It's 55 pounds all round. However, brand new racket, new grommets. Therefore, we need to make sure that we up our tension 4.4 pounds, 4.5, or round it off to 5. which is 2 kilos. 1 kilo, guys, is 1.2 of tension in pounds. It's the same metric system or weight system when it comes to weight as in kilos and pounds and when you step on a scale. So if you didn't know that, there you go. Now you do. Like I said, it's clearly indicated on the first cross string around the grommet is the color of gray, and it says cross start. So you can't go wrong on this racket. I mean, you can, but you'll as soon as you get to the third or fourth cross, you'll be very confused if you haven't followed the simple instructions on the racket. Not all rackets have this type of system or grommets. It says here Hyper MG. Don't think that's got anything to do with the grommets. This video is happening from, well, I live in Acton. This is a bedroom that I have fully dedicated to restringing. You may see in the background. What can you see in the background? Probably not much actually because of the zooming. Well, you can see over there. Oh, over there, I've got loads of rackets there. But behind the camera, I've got a whole rack on the wall with lots of demo rackets, some rackets in stock to sell. Rackets everywhere and grips and junk everywhere. Well, junk. Work junk. You never know when you're going to need something in this industry. So I've got all brands. My best-selling brand is, funny enough, my own brand, our own brand, Pro String. Really good strings at good prices, as good as the big boys and girls, commercial-wise, brand-wise, which is fantastic to see that we sell so much of our own brand. I stand by it. I did all the testing of the strings in itself. So yeah, want to try it out, let me know. But you will pay for your own shipping. Tired of the days of just giving things away. And then people don't even come back to you. Hey, I have to chase them. Hey, how did you find the strings? Oh yeah, they were good, thank you. And then sometimes it just stops there. So okay, well, they were good. I guess not good enough to compete with Babila RPM Blast, which is just, for me, it's just the marketing. Nadal, Alcaraz, using the strings and all that kind of, yeah, obviously it costs big money to sponsor these guys. Not just give them free stuff, but also the marketing aspect of the name that goes to it. People tend to, I can't imagine how many people come to me. RPM Blast, please. Luxstone Alu Power, which seems to be Google's preferred, Google's preferred string somehow. Type in that and that's just what pops up. Best tennis strings. The way to find out which tennis string is for you is find my video, which I believe is the right tennis string for you, or something similar to that. I can't remember the name of it now. If you can't find it, let me know in the comment and I will happily send you the link. And it's about a 20-minute video of me stringing a racket, but not talking about stringing itself. It's about what strings are best for you. Maybe that's what it's called. What strings are best for you? Which or what tennis strings are best for you? Anyway, so in this case, hybrid polyester on the mains, multi-filament on the crosses. What does that give you? Well, that gives you the best of both worlds. Now that we're on the topic a little bit, so you've got the polyester, which gives you the durability, and then the multi-filament, which gives you the feel, touch, and power. If you're someone who doesn't break strings frequently, I highly recommend it. If you're someone that doesn't break strings at all, go all multi-filament. If you're someone who breaks strings chronically and plays at a high level, polyester, as you may already know. Synthetic gut, well, Prince Duraflex is a nice synthetic gut. Synthetic guts, well, nobody really uses synthetic gut, I would say, these days. More of someone, you know, recreational level, someone that's not fussed at all what strings they have. Unless, you know, Prince Duraflex. I do have some clients that stick by Prince Duraflex. It is one of your nicer synthetic guts out there, probably the most popular. But I just find that people that play weekly will pay a little bit more for a nice multi-filament string, whether it be my brand, which again is our best seller, funny enough, as well, the Pro String Pure Multi-Filament. Plenty of people coming back to us. Slightly cheaper than market prices for comparing to X1 biphase, which is Technifiber, or a Babolat XL, or who else is out there? Wilson NXT Power. So the Wilson NXT Powers and the X1, the Technifiber X1 biphases, they fray so much from the get-go. You start hitting the ball, and within a few minutes, the filaments start to peel. And no kidding you, it's after a few hours, or not even, it looks like the strings need a haircut. So that's why I'm not keen. They're nice strings, of course they are, but the fraying is just out of this world. And a lot of people that actually don't know it frays, they'll sometimes come with their own string, and they'll come, sorry, I strung my racket 3 weeks with you, 3 weeks ago. There's something wrong with the string. It's fraying. It looks like there's something wrong with it. Sorry, buddy. That is the way those strings go. The nice thing about this setup, should I say, our Pro String Pure Multi-Filament, and it doesn't start fraying until the end. So it seems quite clean. It almost looks like a synthetic gut from the get-go, even after a few hours of usage. And it will only start to fray right at the end when it's on its last legs. Then you'll only see in your most used sweet spot, wherever that might be. Sweet spots of rackets are probably, to give you a good reference, is 3/4 of the way up, 98 square inch. This racket's probably a bit smaller, 100 square inch opens up a bit more. Oversized, it opens up a lot more. So the bigger the racket, the bigger the sweet spot. That doesn't mean it's a good thing. That doesn't mean it's a good thing. It depends on your level of play and your age and your ability and preferences and all that kind of stuff. It's all very personal, what kind of racket you want. But yeah, going back to the string, this multi-filament I'm using here now, Pro String Pure Multi-Filament, only frays right at the end. And then it's very noticeable where it's about to break. Literally, it's probably a piece like that. Let's say that you're going to break here. It'll probably be just this little square here where the multi-filament, you can tell that's where it's going to break. And even then, sometimes it just keeps going and going and going, because what the multi-filament string is lots of different filaments or strands of strings put into one. So then, of course, they start peeling away, but depending on the coating they have, this one has a coating, outer coating, so it actually lasts. That's why it goes without fraying till the end, not unlike the Wilson NXT Powers and the X1 biphase from Technifiber, and Babolat XL as well. Great strings, don't get me wrong. I hate the fraying. I don't use those strings. I don't use hybrid anyway. I can only use polyester because of my breaking rate. I break strings far too quickly. I wish I could just use a multi-filament. To be honest, it's a beautiful feel. A full set of multi-filament is fantastic. However, I don't want to be stringing my own racket every 2 hours. Wouldn't last me probably even 2 hours. Great for tennis elbow, though. I would say it's great for tennis elbow. If you're recovering from tennis elbow, even if you play at a high standard, go to a multi-filament. Yeah, you're going to break just by looking at it, but your arm's going to benefit massively, and you may be able to recover sooner rather than later. Drop the tension as well. Little advice on tennis elbow. But going back to my original comment, this is the best of both worlds. Durability, feel, touch, and power. Then you can, of course, regulate. You want more control, you up the tension. You want more power, you go lower on the tension. On a 98 square inch, I'd like to think that 53 pounds of tension is somewhere in the middle. This client has gone for a little bit more control, requesting 55 pounds on a 98 square inch, a little bit tight. It's probably the equivalent to about 57 on a 100 square inch. Guys, Parnell knot. Don't pull too hard on the string, it's not necessary. And then finishing it up. Release your clamps. Boom, cut your knot. You can always straighten the strings up on your machine, like that, for example. I'm more used to it, or accustomed, or habit even, of straightening them off the machine. I did a lot of talking there, didn't I? I didn't shut up. Wow. Okay, all good though. It's better to talk more than not talk maybe on a tutorial. I know I went on about a few different things there. I upped my tension, guys. Just is so automatic in my head. All the things that I do. Apologies if I didn't mention certain things, but happy to reply to any comments, of course. Seems like we're little by little, the subscribers every day, a few, which is amazing. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. I don't know really how to use YouTube all that well. Strings are nicely straight. I don't know if you can tell by the camera. But there you have it, the Yonex Ezone 98. I want to say it was like 2018, 2017 maybe version. Going back a few years now. Thanks guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope there's some useful stuff for you there. We will keep on working hard at these videos and posting as many as we can to help you guys out, find the right stringing tutorial for you, depending on the racket that you might be looking for. If there's any rackets that you want to see, let me know. I might have them laying around. They might need restringing, or a client might bring it in. I'll make sure I don't skip that racket. But anyway, yes, anything that we can work on, or any feedback, or any type of anything, drop us a text in the comment box. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Take care of yourselves and happy stringing. Bye-bye.